Pika, what? You shocked me. Oh, the show's on? We're live? What? Pika, you let me snooze before a show like that? Oh my goodness. Well, I needed a nap? You're so kind. You really is magnanimous and beneficial. What a good executive producer you are, Pika. Good to see everyone out there. Hi, we are live today, and for no other reason than we can. I'm on vacation, so we are doing a live stream today. Yeah, because I'm being lazy. No, there's nothing lazy about YouTube content. Well, there's actually plenty of shortcuts you can take, but your content will suffer. How are you today? Welcome to the Comic Talk with Reverend Sully at your dojo for tactical and practical spirituality. The title of the show is clickbait. I don't care about Star Wars, The Acolyte. I do have some opinions. We'll save them for the end of the show. I'll give you something to look forward to out there in TV land. Just one more opinion about the whole hubbub. Hey, LT, how are you today? Good to see you, sir. Let's go live. Let's check everything. Atomic batteries are on. Turbines to full. We are ready to engage. We are ready to talk about new comic books. It's New Comic Book Day. Thank you so much. You've come to the Comics Talk at Reverend Sully's channel. We talk about comic books twice a week. And, Fair Monarch, I agree with you 100%. It's uncharted territory, huh? I'm doing well. Thanks. And fine and dandy. Like cotton candy, but cotton candy was invented by a dentist. Hey, Dwayne Muth, good to see you, buddy. Everyone's starting to come on in, and we are live today. Just to give you a heads up, for no other reason than that we can. And it got me a hot chocolate. It is 87 degrees out and sunny in Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America. Hubbub the Multiverse. When live from Boston Studios, which is down the street from the corner. And there's a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. I don't drink that stuff. I'd rather Starbucks. Seriously. And none of that mochaccino stuff either. I want black coffee, fresh. Traditionally, I like the light roast myself. I really do. Hey, good to see you, James. What you got? You're not going to watch the show, and well, you got to go. We'll catch up before the con. Indeed, con is around the corner. It really is. Getting ready. I don't think I'm going to cosplay this year. Oh my goodness, it's so warm. We're going to see how far we can go with the show today. I mean, seriously, it's oppressive. I used to make U.S. foreign policy jokes in regards to oppressive stuff. I just don't feel that the internet's a good place for such satire and humor and stuff anymore. No. I wait to have someone to tell me how to think. It's my purpose in life. Thank you so much. We've got new comic books this week. There are 112 different funny books available. Some of them have variant covers, so let's not worry about that. It's Weekly Shonen Jump, 2747. Indeed. We got Sakamoto Days are on the cover. Let's see. Let's look at that. How many pages does it have? A page? Comics, Unique Dimensions, Perfect Bound. 20 stories and additional content. We've got Sakamoto Days, Akanibashi. We have something I cannot read. One Piece. My Hero Academia. And is there anything else out there that you've heard of? Any any manga fans out there? Oh, here we go. He's got Pops is in the house. That's right. Hey, AL, good to see you. Awesome. Just to give you, we are live today, just to let you know. Yeah, it is hot up in here. It's like, seriously, it is 87 degrees, and I'm starting to feel it. But let's blow this up a bit. We usually start at the bottom of the page. Let's do that. I already went to the comic book shop. I spent $33, almost $34 today on a stack of comic books. These comic books that you'll see on Sunday. No sneak previews. Look, you can have a sniff. Remember, you just always waft the. You don't want to stick your nose in and directly inhale. You might pass out. You just waft a bit towards your face, and and just don't it's an old chemistry thing, I think. AL is, I'm going to pick my car up at the shop. I pulled off the bumper and I had to get it fixed. Indeed. Fear Monarch picked up the deluxe Geiger volume. Nice. Star Wars Since the Last Jedi has been garbage. I think that The Last Jedi would have made a decent science fiction movie. It's a terrible Star Wars story. I mean, if all the characters' names were in their relationships were changed, it would be about, the most powerful man in the galaxy's worst enemy is himself. And he can't reconcile the abuse that his uncle did to him as a child. Something like that. And let's see, anything else here? The Accursed #3, The Daughters of Eden. These are the Fan Expo Dallas covers and exclusives. Yeah, exclusive variant covers for cons. I've never bought any con exclusive variant cover. It's just not my thing. I'm more of, when I'm in a con, my nose is buried in dollar bins. That's like my favorite thing, is diving in the dollar bins. I like how the closer it gets to Sunday quitting time, the cheaper they get too. And and the dollar bins, just like it could be 10 for $10, and magically now it's 20 for $10 because they just want to get rid of some of this shit. I appreciate that. So we got Spectacular Spider-Man #2, second printing with a 1/25 variant cover. We have The White Trees, a Black Sand Tale, written by Chip Zdarsky, and it's kind of pornographic. We're going to get into it when we talk about the Acolyte. I mean, I don't care about the alphabet shit. It's more of like, oh gosh, that shouldn't be on the shelf, and there should be an adult shelf. And that definitely needs to be on the adult shelf, if you know what I mean. Spectacular Spider-Man #2, second printing, another variant cover. It's the Emperor Ramos variant cover. Darth Vader 44, 10th anniversary version variant. Is that supposed to be Satine Wren? Is that Sabine Wren? No, it's Satine Kryze, and it's Sabine Wren, and it's Kylo Ren. Fucking new Star Wars, man. Mad Magazine #1 facsimile edition, blank, which is not a facsimile. Same with Secret Wars #6 variant cover. I mean, Secret Wars, there are 12 of these. They're going for $4.99 each. You're in for $60. with this reprint of Secret Wars? I don't know. Stupid insect, yeah. Ah, cool. Z-rated covers are awesome. Have a plethora, yeah, exactly. But I mean, yeah, I don't know about. I see plenty of kids, young people, in my comic book shop, and I don't know. I'm just more of like, just gotta keep that. I think you just have to keep that stuff away from kids. Look at this solicited Yaira #1, $29. Comic, 90 pages. Your average comic book, it's 20 pages of story and art. So that's like 4.5. Let's give that a $4.99 cover. So it would be about $22 for 90 pages for a DC story at $4.99. This is Ripiverse, written by Jen and Sylvia Soska, art by Deborah Carita, with no fin. Yeah, I'm just kidding. People are getting their Yaira, and they're excited. It's got 3 variant covers. Graham Nolan foil variant. That's cool. I would have got that one because I like Graham Nolan a lot. I haven't gotten any of the Ripiverse. And yeah, I haven't bitten. I haven't nibbled. And Dwayne, you're going to be out $120 for those reprint floppies. Watch your hiney. What would they say in Star Trek Generations? Cicely Tyson told Patrick Picard, Stewart, to watch your caboose, Dixon. Exactly. I got Isom on a sale. Oh, cool. At least, it was a sale. And AL's got Isom 1 and 2 in Alpha Core. And did you order your Yaira? And did you get your Yaira? And let's talk about what's new this week. You got anything on your pull list? Anything that you're looking forward to? You out there in TV land. Of course, I've already read a bunch of these. And let's see. And as always, if it's worth it, I will go back and buy it. Batman 148, written by Chip Zdarsky. Beautiful art by Jorge Jimenez, and a wonderfully nice bat suit. $4.99, 40 pages. It's called Dark Prison's Finale of the Storm. 30 pages of story and art by Jorge Jimenez. And then there's a backup story. And coming up to issue 150, there's a new Robin suit for Tim Drake, which I think it's pretty sleek. And I'll hold off on any comments until Sunday because that's review day traditionally here in our house. So we have Amazing Spider-Man 51, $4.99, 20 pages of story and art. But look, we've got how many variant covers? It's interesting. I mean, Ed McGuinness's art here is inked by Cliff Rathburn and Mark Farmer and Wade von Grawbadger. Wow. Well, we got Todd Knock as well. So we do have 2 artists, 2 pencilers. But I've heard of, of course I've heard of these people. I'm a comic book fan. And how many... we've got 3 retailer exclusives. I A DNA foil version variant. How cute. Black and white covers. We've got an Uncanny X-Men, which is parroting the Dazzler premiere. It's the Disney What If. This is 1 in 100. Celebrating 60 years of the X-Men. I actually really like these Disney variants. I mean, look at Daisy Duck as the Phoenix. There's Mickey as Cyclops. There's Donald as Nightcrawler. They're in a discotheque. It's Minnie as Dazzler. I think that's pretty cool. Is that DNA foil? It's Gerald Parrell, and this is obviously a Gwen Stacy variant cover, exclusively for comics traders and unknown comics. This is the Tony Harris cover. Interesting. I like that. Very iconic with all the different, you see what I see there? I like that. Some of the covers are good. Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Starting to realize, although I like Mark Millar as a person and share a lot of his views, I don't think I've liked anything he's ever written. He can be quite violent. He can be quite vulgar. I mean, some of that stuff, I mean, I don't think he would have done today. Well, that's a younger man writing, but I mean, Wanted, the original Wanted, Wesley Gibson story. I mean, the original like Unfunnies. A lot of that stuff was just really hardcore, and he goes for the throat. He doesn't mess around. What else? The Scotty Young, baby variant. Here we go. And glorious color. I like that, though. So you can get me on something like that, huh? If we come full circle. Good. Yeah, the Unfunnies have a special place in my edgy heart, too. I need to find a new copy of them. Just to, hey, Lane Kramer, good to see you, buddy. Welcome. Pull up a chair. And let us know what you'd like to drink. There is my the end of my hot chocolate. Hot chocolate on a 87-degree day. Now an ice cold beer. What else? Oh gosh, this effing thing. Let's count how many variant covers do we have here? We got 2. Oh, Carrie Andrews. Oh gosh. From Unknown Comics and a Virgin. We got 4. That's 6. That's 12. That's 13 covers, yeah. And this is a gatefold cover. This is like the big cover for Uncanny X-Men number 700, aka X-Men Volume 6, number 35. The final issue of the Krakoan Age. It's actually, it just wraps up it's the denouement of the Krakoan Age. And the whole thing starts all over again. I like that they have John Romita Jr. on the cover here as one of the contributing artists. John Romita Jr. does one bloody page of Colossus punching Apocalypse in the big battle. That's it. 1 in 200. David Marquez, Virgin variant cover. Everyone that was on, coming through like in House of X, you're coming onto the stage. Now we're leaving the stage. Yep. Here's your Scotty Young Kid variant. I like it though. Cover coming soon. It's the Pride Allies variant cover. Who's who? I mean, I know Storm, but is that supposed to be Sync using Storm's power? What do you think out there in TV land? Let me know what you think. But Storm's one of my favorite characters. I love Storm. The Insignia variant. That's a cute cover, huh? It's the Russell Dodderman trading card wraparound variant. Excuse me. This one's cool. The Scott Koblish wraparound connecting variant. I like these kind of covers. This is great. This is the kind you can smoke a doobie to, and then take your time just picking out stuff. What do you like about Storm? Hey, Phil the Kill. I was young when I started reading the X-Men. Happy birthday, Mr. A.L. I was very young when I started reading the X-Men. About 1980, 1981 or so. So it's kind of those Dave Cockrum, John Byrne, Chris Claremont. It was Louise Jones was going to start editing any second now. It was just a different kind of heyday for I feel for the X-Men. Scott was leaving the team, and Storm stepped up and became the leader of the X-Men. So specifically by issue number 170, Storm takes, that's the famous one, art by Paul Smith, Chris Claremont story, of course, but it's Storm kills Callisto for to be leader of the Morlocks. And there's this famous six-panel grid. It's just like Storm suckers Callisto into making the wrong move, and Storm stabs her, kills her. Now it's the whole thing is the Morlocks had a mutant healer right there, so Callisto came immediately back to life, kind of thing. But it's the whole thing no, Storm's from the streets of Nairobi, man. She doesn't fuck around. She could, it's either kill or be killed, and she stepped up and did it. And that was when she right after that she cut her hair into the new wave mohawk, and I was 11 years old in 1984. And Grace Jones was everywhere. She was in that Conan sequel. She was in Vamp. She was on all these commercials. She's just this this new wave icon. So it was just it was a wonderful time. But I liked Storm a lot. And I'll wrap up that thought about Storm with back when our heroes used to have weaknesses and things. Storm had crippling claustrophobia, and for me, her claustrophobia reminded me about my own asthma and how my asthma can take me out of the game. Wow, Carrie Andrews, wonderful artist, love his stuff. This is great. This is about physique. This is about pose. It's about musculature. It's about being able to render unrealistic body standards. Look at them. I mean, seriously, I'm loving this. Good stuff. Yep, and that's and we'll save all of our remarks about I saw Callisto in an issue. I think it was the Astounding Iceman. It was during Fall of X, when Bobby is he's got Peter Parker with him, and they're fighting on the streets of New York City against Orcus. And I think so Callisto and the Morlocks had a role in winning that fight. I think. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, I found her to be, especially when she lost her powers. She, I I mean, it shook her to the core of her character, but she remained leader of the X-Men. It's great. I mean, but yeah, I mean, exactly. But it was just very, I was 11 years old in 1984. So, I mean, that was just like buying X-Men monthly. And it was just, so Storm's leadership of the team, but also the editorial leadership of the X-Men at that time, between Louise Jones, who ends up being Louise Simonson, and then handing off that editorial stewardship over to Ann Nesenti until, like, Bob Harris takes over, and then that's the fall of the mutants kind of thing, and just everything goes, super over the top, fucking Bruckheimer action movie direction, But if you look at the 80s, these Uncanny X-Men stories and the related, properties like New Mutants and things, and X Factor, that just, it had a little bit of a different sensibility. I feel it had a woman's touch. If this is a male-dominated space, well, sometimes it definitely needs a woman's touch, and definitely it was Weezy Simonson and Annie Nesenti whose touch and their fingerprints really, lasted on one of my all-time favorite comic books at a time where I was buying it and I was completely ignorant of any of that. All I knew was I got great stories. We got Venom 34, which is some Blood Hunt tie-in. It's part 19 of 59 issues. And just to let you know that we have a service person coming over to check out our refrigerator. So if you hear something in the background, or I might have to kill the stream early, I'm just giving you a fair warning. I know that's the last thing I'd want to do, is to cut our time short, though, just to let you know. To Al Ewing's Venom. Venom's got 5 variant covers, including one of those Scotty Young variants. Let's see, another big comic book this week, but I passed on it. Okay, I passed on this comic book. It's the Ultimates #1, $5.99, by Dennis Camp and Juan Frigeri, and we have 5, 7, 9, 11 variant covers. Let's look at them. Wow. This is a variant cover that's meant to evoke Ultimates #1 by David Finch and Mark Millar. Anyone? Let's blow that up. Blow it up! 12 variants. Even down to the trade dress. It's a really nice variant cover if you like that kind of stuff. If you like fun, Ryan Stegman variant cover. And it's the Avengers just trying to get more of their own together. Now, I love negative space stuff. Negative space variants, I just fuel me up. I like this stuff. I like the design of Iron Lad. I like that the lines on the mask, because will Tony grow up to be Ultimate Kang? We don't know. Or do we already know? Was that established already or taken away from us? You know what I mean? Because it's kind of, have you been tuned into Ultimates and Ultimate Invasion and Ultimate Universe? To be honest, I'm fucking bored with the Ultimate Universe. I really am. I'm bored with Ultimate X-Men. I am bored with Ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate Black Panther is the best of the bunch, and that's kind of me. It's kind of mid in a way. Sorry, but and then Ultimates. This was, it's But here, yes, I love the design on this Iron Suit. I love a good design on it. I love a great design on the Iron Suits, man. It's just one of my favorite things. More of that Brian. This is a Brian Fitch variant. Oh, check it out. And that's the classic. That's the classic Iron Man from the original Ultimates. Reed Richards is Ultimate Doom. Indeed. Yeah, so yeah, here are our variant covers. The negative space with the circuit board print, not so much. Scott married Jean Grey Light and eventually X Factor with Wheezy and Walter Simonson. 10 through 40, yes. What else? Poison Ivy 23 for $3.99 by G. Willow Wilson. I should be buying this book. We've got, wow, look at all these variant covers. It's beautiful. Oh, wow. Nice foil variant cover. Oh, she's got a cute butt. She's got cute toes, a nice bust. It's cheeky. It's anime-like. She's pretty. It's just that's really nice. She's winking at you, but she's attending to her garden of monsters. Frank Cho black and white variant. It's nice. Nimit Malavia. And this, I'm standing by this G. Willow Wilson, story. It's really decent. This is the Pride cover variant. What makes it a Pride cover variant? The trade dress, you fool. It's in June. And we all know that Poison Ivy is an alphabet icon. Chris Bacalo. Ah, that's nice. Look at that design. Skull and roses. There's something, and there's some kind of just some Asian kind of inspired, like kanji perhaps on the side of that skull. But when I think roses and skulls, I think Mexico as well. Hey Bone, good to see ya. Watch the replay later. Sure, enjoy. And back to the Devron system, Will. Yeah, all these variant covers for an issue 23. Interesting. Cover artist with Jessica Fong. Oh, you're indoors, kid. You don't have to wear a face diaper. Aw. Birds of Prey, number 10. How many variants we got for this? Only 3. Whew. It's Barda's world now. The search for Barbara Gordon. Yeah, it's I like the beginning of this book. The first 6 issues were okay. I don't know. The less said, the better, perhaps. Star Wars number 47. We've got 4 variant covers, but I love the unfinished C-3PO from Phantom Menace. It's really cool. What is that? It's the Phil Jimenez Pride variant cover. That's what it is. Ooh, who is that? You'll rue this day. And, yep, look, it's Luke with his gold lightsaber. It breaks canon. No, there is no there is no Star Wars canon in the Disney. I mean, there you can. Where should we start talking about the Acolyte? I think we should. This is a good segue to it. All right. It's the trial of Lando Calrissian, Part 4, sentencing, and stand by. There we go. Thank you. Sorry about that. Now let's wait. Star Wars, The Acolyte, the TV show, the movie, the comic book. We have Shazam number 12. I'm just going to skip that. Josie Campbell. Yeah, we have Gunslinger Spawn 32 for $2.99. Scarlet number 1 for $4.99. This is Kelly Thompson on her 5-issue Energon Universe mini about Scarlet of the G.I. Joe team. So I read this a few weeks ago. It's pretty good. And what it does, it contains, like, you know, if you've been reading Birds of Prey, you notice that she's got these splash pages that have the, you know, your action and, you know, protagonist, you know, in this taking out a gauntlet of adversaries. And it'll just be like covering an entire space that's such as a rooftop, and they'll just kick ass through the entire outlay of their background. Just to let you know that the repair guy for the fridge is here. I can hear them out there, so I'm officially on alert for that. So I'll let you know if we need to interrupt the show or anything. Wolverine Blood Hunt. Oh boy. Tom Waltz. Well, at least it's got art by Juan Jose Reap, who's fabulous, especially good at like gore. And but it's Wolverine Blood Hunt. Wolverine fights back. Wolverine in the darkness. Boy Wonder number 2 by Junie Ba. I got the first issue of this. This is DC Black Label, and it's focusing on Damian Wayne, and he's getting help from each individual Robin, bonding. He made a mistake as as Robin, and now he's trying to figure it out. And so this issue spotlights asking Jason Todd for help, the Red Hood. Todd's reluctance and antagonism, and I passed on it. I did. I wasn't. I read a preview copy of it, and I was kind of meh. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't get it. Carnage number 8 by Torrin Gronbeck. This is actually, people have been sleeping on this. Yule said Scarlet was number 1 was pretty good, but Yule also liked strips of bologna served in lime Kool-Aid. You didn't know about that, Lane Kramer, did you? Tell him I said that when you're talking to him next. I'm kidding. I'm just joking about my buddy Yule. Good old Disney throwing shit at a wall and expecting, nope, they should give it back to Dark Horse. I trust in the Yule too, my friend. Trust in the Kata. Yes. Blood Hunters number 2. A Blood Hunt tie-in. We have a story written by Ann Nesenti in here, starring Kate Bishop, And I was, I kind of, this, you know, this part of being a fan. I mean, you can be nitpicky, and you can be like, okay, Kate Bishop is loosing arrows. She's Hawkeye, so she's a bow and arrow person. But every onomatopoeia, every sound effect for her arrows is pew, P-E-W, pew, pew, pew. Now, pew, pew, pew is a laser, and it's actually used in all the Star Wars books for that distinctive Ben Burt blaster sound effect as well. That's what pew, 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 pew. So bows and arrows don't make pew, pew, pew. They go thwang or thrum or you know, something muffled, something quiet, you know. Oh, we've got a question from Lane Kramer. Are we going to read any of those new Elseworld series? Excuse me, if they're in my pirate chest, I will read everything. Will I spend money on them? That's the different thing. I liked Gotham and Gaslight when it came out. That was really interesting. It was nothing in the world was quite like that at the time. That's become the standard, you know, with multiverse and stuff. But it was really fun once. What? There's no one I agree 100%. For the most part, Yule's opinions are okay. Now, Gabe, on the other hand, has to be Gabe Hernandez. You know. The Carrie Andrews book story was good. It was a Hulk story. And Erica Schultz writes the Dagger and Elsa Bloodstone backup. So you have 3 issues. So these are the Blood Hunters. Yes. It's a tie-in, everyone. It's a tie-in. Scorched. This is on Spawn Universe, $2.99. Walking Dead number 90 deluxe. I think that's the color version. Ms. Marvel Mutant Menace number 4 of 4, co-written by Imam Vellani, the star of the Ms. Marvel show. She plays Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan. And it's been okay. It's not bad. It's not entirely bad. We got Ghost Rider Final Vengeance number 4, written by Ben Percy. It's okay. I mean, I fully expect something to happen at the end of this. That we will get the new Ghost Rider, and the Ghost Rider will be a she. I think it's Talia Warroad, and I think she's going to come back from hell, and she's going to be the new Ghost Rider. Yeah, they're going to defeat Parker Robbins, the Hood. And, you know, that's what I think is going to happen. What If Venom number 5? Yeah, no thanks. Space Ghost number 2 by you, David P. Poos. Yeah, that's all I got to say about it. I read now issue 1. It's just 2 series of a take on a usually light and campy and unserious superhero. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's kind of it's too dark. It's too deadly. It's like what Alan Moore did with Marvel Man in 1981. It's like dark. It's dark agey. Yeah, screw that. We got Garth Ennis on Get Fury number 2. I got that. It's 1971, and Captain Frank Castle has been charged with going behind enemy lines to liberate Colonel Nicholas Fury out of enemy hands. Hilarity ensues. Carnage, over the top badness. This is gonna keep selling because it doesn't have a filter, and it just goes to the throat. Star Wars: The High Republic, number 8 of 10, I believe, $4.99, and the Star Wars: High Republic Phase 3, I think, is coming to a close, and it's okay. I mean, it's been my favorite part of the ongoing Marvel Star Wars is this High Republic. It was started with the Shadows of Starlight, and actually I have questions about where the Acolyte TV show fits in. I mean, does it fit in with which phase of High Republic? Is it contemporary to Keeve Trennis and the Nihil? And, I don't know. I don't even think they know. They're supposed to have some kind of corporate syzygy at Lucasfilm Story Group, and I don't know. Would it break my heart not to know? No, I don't care. IDW has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Alpha number 1, starting the new number 1, the new volume, the Jason Aaron stuff. Let's see. We've got I Hate Fairyland number 15 by Scotty Young. Surprisingly good stuff. Love Everlasting by Tom King on Image Comics. It's just some brutal Western stuff where he can be mean to his characters, and I hope you're enjoying it if you're enjoying that kind of stuff. Neil Before Zod number 6 of 12, which is Joe Casey's, giving it to the bad guy. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. What If Aliens number 4. It's kind of entertaining. I guess it's for this is live, Yule Carter. We are coming at you live from our Boston studios, which is down the street from the corner. How you doing there, buddy? Huzzah. I hope everything's doing well for you and your family and everything, Yule. If you need help with the show next Tuesday, let me know. I'm on vacation, geez, maybe I can do the show for you or something, Hi, everyone. Not Fantastic Comics. I don't even know how that shit would work. I just seen other people do it in other shows, being something happens and the show must go on. My Adventures with Superman number 1. It's $3.99, which is interesting because what else is out this week is the Scooby-Doo books. And the Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 6, right here, that's a $2.99 book. Okay. And so who is this aimed at? Who's this, Josie Campbell? Oh, geez. We've got 4 variant covers for this. 32 pages with a 20-page story and art for a primary story. All new stories up between seasons 1 and 2. Yay! Not buying that. I love a good Superman story too, and people have gone to bat for, what? This is an AI, Eric. Yes, Space Ghost to Coast was campy garbage. Garbage? Blasphemy! Brack is a saint in this house. I'm a cucumber. 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 Please don't send me to the pickle farm. Yeah. It's Brack from the Brack album. I like the Brack show too. But no, original Hanna-Barbera Space Ghost was totally friendly and lighter. You know what I mean? And okay, what else we got this week? We've got Last Mermaid number 4. I wonder if this is the last issue. Let's see. Usually there's 6 issues this is going. Okay, cool. I bought this. I picked this up. I've got every issue so far. I like it. It's interesting. I mean, the art's pretty like digital like, and you know how I feel about that digital kind of art. But I mean, it's very it's very cinematic. I'll put it that way. It's just the layouts are very reminiscent of storyboards in a way, So, but I like Last Mermaid. It's been pretty good. There's Kaya number 19, that's an interesting book. It's a standalone. We've got Bear Pirate Viking Queen number 2 for $4.99. I bought this because I got the last issue. 44 pages of story and art. This is good stuff. I don't, this is going 3 issues, it appears. And it will remind you of an old, like late 80s, early 90s DC Mature Line Vertigo stuff. It's just the art, it's the tone, the absurdity to it. It's really cool. Indeed. Ranger Academy. Savage Dragon. I've been enjoying Savage Dragon the past couple of issues I've read. It's over the top. It's smutty. Ribald. But it's pretty fun. And it really does it. Larson apparently what a command of the superhero genre itself. It's a excuse me. It's just fun. And it just feels, I've never been a fan of it. But I've read the past 3 issues and I'm like, oh, this is really good. But the Infernals. I think I've been reading this. Have I? Probably. Is this the one with Osmani Allahu's really good lettering that he's always on the cover for? Yeah. Speaking of a Vertigo looking book, that's got it too. I've been collecting those hard to find Savage Dragon issues lately. The 150 to currents. Don't even know why. The craziness, like Eric said, is well. It's at least it's fun. It doesn't appear to take itself too seriously. It's not stuffy. I like that. I like fun. I like a sense of humor. I also like a sense of sexiness too. We've got Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? 128. That's for $2.99. DC. It sells 2 magazines for $2.99. Here's one that I was supposed to get. I meant to pick this up. It's the DC Pride issue, a celebration of Rachel Pollack. I like Doom Patrol books, especially of that Vertigo age. It's got 2 by Pollack herself. It reprints Doom Patrol number 70, and also a long unavailable one shot from Vertigo Visions, The Geek, with Michael and Rachel Allred doing the art, which is really, really good. But it's one of these out there wacky kind of surreal and absurd Vertigo things. And but it ends with a new story written by Joe Corallo, who is a friend of like everyone I know in there. I know he just started following me on Twitter, so I'm like, oh, good, Joe knows who I am. That's cool. I don't think I've been on a panel with Joe, but he's a friend to Yule. He's a friend to Perch. He's a friend to Wes, and you know what I mean. So he's like, he's my panel cousin. And I read this, and I really liked it a lot. And this was a fun issue, and I would be honored and glad to buy some of Joe's work, seriously, and to honor the late Rachel Pollack. She was a trendsetter, you know what I mean, a trailblazer, you know, one of the first, you know, openly transgender trans women in comics, you know. That happened. Yeah. I mean, what else was available today? Precious Metal #1. Now, this is a sequel to something else called Little Bird. 35 years before the events of Little Bird Volume 1. This is a new miniseries. It was $5.99 for 56 pages. This is so Euro when it comes to its artwork. It's beautiful, and it's like over the top kind of, it's like Heavy Metal Magazine from the 1970s. It's like John Gerard Mobius. It's like Jeff Darrow's Hard Boiled by Frank Miller. It's really violent. It's really over the top. And I have no idea what's going on in this story, really, besides that it just catches you up pretty quickly. And it's a grizzled, hard-nosed, future noir detective story. And it's easy to get into. And it was really good. So Precious Metal, I mean, maybe the name itself has something evocative of heavy metal, you know. But I mean, there's your sleeper of the week. Yeah, Precious Metal #1. That was pretty darn good. Anything else? We got Vampirella. We've got the facsimile edition of Secret Wars #6. These are going for $4.99 each. We got The Sickness #5 by Jenna Chu and Company. I believe this is the last issue of this season or volume. Yeah, and I've got all 5. Now I can read them and try to get to try to wrap my head around this story. It's set in 2 time periods, in 1945 and in 1955, and then there's just something weird going on in this small town, something very Twilight Zone, and it's pretty gross, but it's simple pencils, line work. I'm in love with the work with the, I mean, just this is good. It's on Uncivilized Books, $6. And I'm a big fan, and I was looking forward to this, and I'm glad I didn't miss out on this. Anything else? Beyond the Pale. Mad Magazine facsimile #1. It kind of interested me. Black Panther #3, second printing. Ultimate Spider-Man #2, fourth printing. That's where Hickman's making his points now. On the 4th printing. Thank you, Fairmonic. Good to know, because I'll be there for that too. Let's see. Oh, I did not see this on the shelf. I only saw they had a couple of issues. 1, but it's Re-Evolution issue #2. Wow. Did I miss it? It seems like another printing. I know 1 came out. Hell's Half Acre. Yaira. There's Yaira. And we have come full circle with this week's new releases. Dun da 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 ba 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 ba. Oh. Let me check this phone here. Indeed. And so what's on the show notes, Pika? Star Wars: The Acolyte, the Hubbub, and everything that's going along with it. So, Disney Plus has released Leslie Headland's much-anticipated Star Wars: The Acolyte, which is a TV show, a miniseries set during the High Republic. This golden age of the Jedi, probably no more than 100 or so years before the events of Phantom Menace. Even so much so that Yoda is a part of the High Republic story. For 800 years have I trained Jedi. So, Yoda's definitely old enough to be there. Boy, oh boy. Let's see. The Acolyte. My Twitter is blown up because of my opinion about this. There's just a lot of like, oh gosh, I mean, for me personally, coming at this for its queerness, the Acolyte, it's the creator, Leslie Headland, it's got to be the gayest Star Wars story ever. You know what I mean? So that comment's catching fire with my circles. And it's kind of like really negative too. And it's like, I'm just let down with that. That kind of, it's more of like, I mean, seriously, gay's okay with me. If it's not with you, I mean, that's literally between you and the mirror. It was for religious reasons. I mean, I seriously don't think that an all-forgiving God, or even Jesus, who hung out with sinners, would turn their back on gay people. I mean, if you're going to come at the Acolyte for, like, hey, it breaks canon and lore. It's badly acted. It's got really terrible writing. I mean, but if like to lead off with just like, hey, it's gay, and it's just like, oh, look at all this diversity stuff. There's not a single, white male lead in this. I mean, water is wet too. I get it. I really feel like that's a trap. And it was made by these shows are made by activist people, postmodern academics coming out of 30 years of political correctness out of universities. This is how inculcated the ideologies are, using televisions as platforms to normalize non-traditional, non-typical relationships and people, marginalized people. It's called postmodern academic critical theory. It's to enter pre-existing spaces to disrupt them, and the best way to get, yeah, sure. I mean, like, I get it, but I'm not going to compete with the Bible. I mean, I'm more of like, well, the Bible said it here in 1 Corinthians and 1 Romans and Leviticus and abomination. And I hear this word all the time, like abomination and degenerate. I mean, that says like, wow, how judgmental. I'll leave judgment for the Lord. You know what I mean? Bad enough to coexist on this planet. But we had this here, let's just bring up the page, huh? Why not? This is what we're here for, to share things. Are we sharing right now? Sharing. Sharing is caring. Joel Perry said, "The Acolyte is a queer, Marxist vandalization of the myth of Star Wars. In The Acolyte, the Force is a metaphor for cultural hegemonic power. The Jedi are a metaphor for cisgender white oppressors who hoard the power for themselves. Yes, it really is that obnoxious and stupid." I get it, but like, you lost me at the first hurdle here when just the first thing you're saying, hey, it's queer. I'm like, so fucking what? My little cousin's queer. I mean, so fucking what? Doesn't change the fact that she's awesome or that she's loved and she's like, yeah, I mean, degenerate got played out. Depraved is the thank you, and detractor as well, and the detractor is next to the barn. Last time I checked, but okay, for me, the queer part doesn't bother me. I mean, have you ever seen A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, or Joel Schumacher's The Lost Boys, or Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin and Batman Forever? I mean, or even the Wachowskis, back when they were the brothers, the Wachowskis did Bound with Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. You know what I mean? And like, so to equate badness with queerness, I really think is literally problematic. I mean, aren't we living in the future? It's the 21st century. I mean, can't we get along with gay people? I mean, I think the majority of gay people are not this over-amplified minority of eccentric people or attention seeking and looking to, queer the world. I don't see that. I mean, it just, aw. And, your daughter says you're a degenerate. Well, you tell her, like, to you be nice to you. All right. But I went on to say, like, academics, bad writing and bad stunts, like bad stunt work, abusing established lore, like what they're doing with virgin birth and twins and new dyads. You know what I mean? This whole yeah, exactly. Postmodern academic critical theory over good storytelling and entertainment. Those are more salient points for criticism. You lose me. You would totally lose me when you use gay as a negative. Like, seriously, I keep coming back to fucking heel versus babyface and his apoplectic fucking, moronic meltdowns. And just the way he gets all Tim Drake, Robin, just winds this cat up and he just gets, just like, no, he's S-ing D and taking it in the A. And like, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Tim wasn't, they did this on purpose because that's what they do. I mean, just like, but I think you're falling for it. I think it's bait. I think they're trying to you definitely got some issues with this. And when you react like that and you say stuff like that, you are fulfilling their dream. You are their oppressor. You are the reason why they're doing what they're doing, because you are the evil that exists in this world. This, you're trying to destroy these people. Nah, it's just kind of but it's like everything is just like, I get it that you want to keep it's pushing back to the oversensitivity. Like, well, you can't say anything anymore about marginalized people and vulnerable people. Their oversensitivity will protect us from your name calling. So there's like this pushing back from like, no, I should be able to make gay jokes. I should be able to make racial jokes. I should be able to say anything I want to say because it's my free, it's for my free speech. And it's I don't have to cow to your oversensitivity. I get that. I can respect that. Oh, they've come and gone. Yes, apparently there's a Freon leak. And coolant leak, as Jordy LaForge would say. But I mean, just like this, the whole, like, I mean, it's going to be bad. It is basically not made for Star Wars fans. It's made for activist agenda. It's made for a very curated, small group of people. But it's also a trap. It's bait. It's and I've been saying that, like, you know what? Disney canon cannot hurt real Star Wars anymore. It can't, you can't. It's like, it's not going to happen. Star Wars is a closed book. Seriously, I mean, I went on and said this too. Every time you use Star Wars as the Acolyte's intrinsic queerness, diversity, and representation as a negative, you give the oversensitive reason to feel oppressed and give them an example of their oppressors while illuminating their struggle. Perhaps ignore the glee-filled theater kids. You're being baited by activists. Why are you falling for this? Seriously, I mean, you're being baited by activists. You are falling for it. It's a trap. Just like Admiral Akbar said, it's a trap. It's a trap. All right. And you're walking right into it again. Every time. It's just better to ignore it and let the theater kids be glee filled and have a fun time playing dress up. You know what I mean? And disrupting the pre-existing patriarchal, cisgendered normative story structure of Campbell and Lucas and everything. You know what I mean? It's just, they can't hurt Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is a closed circuit. It's a closed story. Since 2012, since Disney erased history and had their own kind of ideological reboot when it comes to Star Wars' own internal history. I don't know. I don't have I don't have answers. All I have are more questions. But it's more of like this whole hubbub about the Acolyte. It's not killing Star Wars. Star Wars is already dead. This isn't Disney. Star Wars isn't Star Wars. I'm not going to even fight with a Disney Star Wars fan. It's useless. It's a waste of breath. It's a waste of talking. It's a waste of time. Disney Star Wars people hate Lucas people. Why? Because our product wasn't a product. Our content wasn't content. We had mythology. We had stories. We had non-delusional parasocial relationships, for decades with these beloved characters. They'll never take that away, and they'll never be as cool as us, and their stories will never be as strong or as good as ours. And they know that. And they always act like that. We're going to try to take away their action figures and break them, because that's exactly what they did to us. And I mean, just like, just don't play. The only way to win is not to play the game. Stay out of it. Don't give a shit about it. Don't give a fuck about that. Give your fucks to something that deserves your fucks. Seriously, like old Star Wars, totally. We haven't run out of anything old Star Wars to talk about. Seriously, and it's still good stuff. Exactly. That's where I was going with that. Yeah. And there is no that Disney Star Wars is its own alternate universe, and they can have that. It's theirs. They bought it. You know what I mean? Everyone's drinking the same Kool-Aid or the green milk, and they have to agree with each other, because if they show disagreement, then they get, blackballed, and and asked, to you'll end up like us old fans. I don't know. But the Acolyte, I mean, geez, I mean, just seriously, turn off your TV. Don't fucking watch it. You're gonna be like, and then and I tune into the same channels, and it's like, it's just this predictable stuff. And it's, of course, that you're disappointed with it. Of course, you don't like the lightsaber whip. Of course, you don't like the set of twins. One's a Sith and one's a Jedi. Of course, you don't like. You want to make fun of the non-binary pronoun user. Of course, which is weak. It's fucking weak sauce. It's an ad hominem, firstly. Secondly, just like, yes, it's academic postmodernism. Yes, you're right. I'm right. You're right. They're right. But you know what? When you make that part of your argument, you make them right. You make them look right. You make yourself the straw man. And you make it so easy for them to hit you as a target. When you talk, negatively about the queerness of it, the brownness of it, or the diversity of it, or, or the inclusion of it, or the representation of it. I mean, seriously, they live for that. That is the bait that they're putting out there. They're putting this stinky cheese out there, and you just can't resist it. You got to say something homophobic. You got to say something about, just about the ridiculousness of it. And the fair game part would be like how it breaks lore and how it just doesn't fit with real Star Wars, and like, who is this made for? I mean, you're given this huge opportunity to produce a Star Wars show, and this is what you're doing with it? Yes, it's my platform. I mean, I have to educate people, because in the future, a long, long time ago, there was more people out there that, that weren't out there in the 70s and stuff, back when we need to fix Star Wars. There's no fixing Star Wars. There's no killing it either. There's no making it better. Disney can't. It's a corporation. It's not going to do the right thing. It's going to do the thing its Ivy League trained HR people tell them to do. The marketing people, the trends, the lies that they tell themselves to push this myth of the modern audience. And, and so it goes. Blah, blah, blah. Well, thank you so much for tuning in today. It's New Comic Book Day. I am going to find out more about my refrigerator. We'll see you on Sunday on New Review Day. And yeah, let us know in the comments section. What are you picking up? What are you putting down? What's on your pull list? Do you need supplies? And are you getting your supplies at your local comic book shop, your LCS? That's right. I get my comic books and my supplies at my local comic book shop. And thank you so very much. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. And we will see you again in those funny pages. Thank you so much for hanging out in this live stream, spending some of your afternoon with us. And we'll see you later, alligator. Okay, bye-bye. Cheers.